Some of y'all came here thinking this is just another conference, another session, another speaker. Let me tell you something, this ain't that. This moment right here, this is the line in the sand. This is where average comes to DE. This is where excuses get buried and dreams get resurrected. I need you to wake up, because if you walked in here tired, drained, defeated, you're leaving here charged, focused, and on fire. Today, we're not just talking about change. We're becoming it. I'm so excited because I realize that there are individuals who perhaps work a lot harder than I work, but unfortunately they live in third world countries. So it doesn't matter how hard they work, they do not necessarily have the resources, and they do not have the opportunities that I have, and this is why I'm so passionate. This is why I get so excited. Because if I'm willing to put in the work here in America, if I'm willing to get up early in the morning, if I'm willing to go to bed late at night, look, I had a GED. I went from being a high school dropout, literally a GED, to a PhD. Only in America can something like that happen. Listen to me, I literally went from not being able to pass an English class, we're talking about English 101, to writing a New York Times bestseller. So when I say make some noise for the opportunities that exist in this country, on 3 I need you to make some noise. 1, 2, 3. Come on, all right. So do me a huge favor. Let's get specific now. I want you, if you have something to write with, or if you have your phone, pull it out. What would 2025 look like for you if it was an amazing year? If it was an outstanding year, what would it look like? What would it look like in terms of your staffing? What would it look like in terms of your systems, organization, and structure? What would it look like in terms of relationships? What would that look like for you? Write that down. Again, I just believe that if you write the vision, you make the vision plain, certain things will happen for you. This was probably about a month ago. This has been a great year for us, but unfortunately from the church side, as a pastor, it's been a rough year. So I told my wife we need to get away. I asked her what her favorite place is, and of course she said Dubai. I was hoping she'd say something like Sarasota or Vegas. You know what I'm saying, that's a long flight. So I was just sitting there, praying and dreaming and believing, and I got a call, and this never happens to me. It was like, yo, in a month we need you in Saudi Arabia to speak. One of those 7-figure opportunities. Unbelievable. So I told my wife, we're going to Dubai. We're going to end the year off the way you want, then we'll go to Saudi Arabia, I'll speak, and then we'll come home. Listen to me, I'm so excited because we live in a country where if you can write it down, it can happen. And to whom much is given, much is required. So here's what I want you to do for me. Write it down. Write down what that 2025 is going to look like for you. Then I want us to go to work. Meaning what? There's a lot of information we've got, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't, or those who operate at a very high level and those who are just good, is their ability to take the information, synthesize that information, use it, and take themselves to an 11. Who's ready not just to be at this conference, but to take some of the information you receive and make your 2025 unlike anything you've ever seen in your life. In terms of your business, who's ready to do that? That's why I say write it down, because when you write things down, stuff starts to happen. So let's get started. Warriors separate themselves by doing what others can't. You know what's so funny to me? People, and I'm talking about my inner circle, say to me, yo, I don't get it. I don't know why you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't understand why you travel so much and go so hard. You're in this city, that city. I say, first of all, that's how I pay your bills. That's how I pay your bills. Look, I get it. For you, it's too much. But for me to not only be in this country, I'm good with making money, but what I love the most is freedom. Freedom to be able to get up when I want to and travel where I want to. To be able to write books or do videos. I was just with my kids, we went to the Texans Lions game, then CP3 invited me to the Spurs game. Now we're on our way to Dubai. I was trying to explain to them, listen to me, the difference between good and great is that good settles. When you're great, you keep waking up, you keep discovering, you keep finding new ways, you just keep going. So I get up at 3:00 a.m. I go to bed late, I do videos, I've been doing this for over 30 years. And I do it because I know if I do it, I'm going to be able to live the way I want and do what I want. Here's the part I love. We own a home in Rancho Santa Fe in San Diego. The other day, my wife was outside. I heard her bouncing a basketball. I'm like, what is she doing? She doesn't even know how to play basketball. But she's out there with my son, he's 29, and they're out in the back playing 21. Listen to me, I don't care about a house or a car. But for my 29-year-old to work for our company and be able to spend time with his mother whenever he wants to, that's a dream come true. So again, we live in the land of opportunity. I can get up as early, go to bed as late as long as opportunity exists, and I can keep taking my company and myself to the next level. I'm willing to do it. Who's willing to do it in the room? Who's willing to do whatever it takes? No, I said, who's willing to do whatever it takes? And this is important because when I first started speaking and putting up videos, I didn't know I'd have to have a staff. I didn't know I'd have to become a salesperson. I didn't know there would be back-end stuff I'd have to do. I didn't know anything about taxes. I didn't know anything about products and services. I didn't know anything about leadership versus management. When I first started, I just wanted to speak. I didn't know all these other things would have to exist in order for me to live the life I want to live. And there was a time I said, yo, this is a lot. But I just heard someone say, warriors separate themselves by going where others won't go. So you guys know the story of the eagle, right? One of his main adversaries is the crow. The crow gets on his back and tries to peck at him. What I learned from this story is that it doesn't matter what's going on in the world around us. There's a certain atmosphere, a certain level we can fly to. There's a certain altitude that you get to where those who are good or average just can't breathe. I'm going to say it one more time. There's a certain level the greats get to where, yep, you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you start separating yourself from everybody else. Yep, you get the GD. Then the 4-year degree, then the master's, then the PhD. You start separating yourself. Yep, you start writing New York Times bestsellers. You start separating yourself. Yep, you do the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. You separate yourself. And one thing I want you to do is take this information that you're going to get. Take all the stuff you've learned and keep going to different levels. Don't get settled. Don't say, I'm doing great. Yep, you're doing 2024 great. You're not doing 2025 great. I just believe that as long as we're alive, there's more to do, there's more to be, there's more to see. And in order to do it, we must be eagles. Why? Because we just keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. And the higher we go, everything that's not meaningful. So when you walk out those doors, I don't want hype, I don't want claps, I want execution, I want sacrifice. I want you to grind so hard in 2025 that when people see you, they don't recognize you. I want them to say, you different now, you focused, you hungry, and you'll look at them and say, yeah, I stopped living in survival mode, I stepped into beast mode, I stopped reacting to life, and I started creating it. Because the opportunity is here. The dream is here, but the question is, are you ready to go get it? Say it with me one time, I'm not leaving here the same. I'm ready to go get what's mine. Let's go.